His professional record, 62 victories, 39 wins by knockout. De Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico, the former middleweight world champion, former junior middleweight world champion, former light heavyweight world champion, the reigning, defending WBC, WBA, WBO super middleweight champion of the world, Saul Canelo Alvarez.
Hailing from Guadalajara, Mexico, Saul Canelo Alvarez is one of the most well-rounded and accomplished boxers of all time. If you've watched elite-level boxing in the last decade, you get it. But for those of you who haven't, here are some highlights from his 67-fight campaign.
Shots. Kirkland does. Oh! The uppercut caught him! Coming forward!
Big Red started boxing professionally at only 15 years old. And by 20, he became the youngest ever WBC light middleweight champion. He later became world champion in 4 weight classes, where he attained unified status in 3. And as of the writing of this video, he is the first and only undisputed super middleweight champion of the 4-belt era. So, if you've gotten to watch him, he's terrific. But if you sign up to fight him, he's terrifying. Canelo has deep positional understanding, a top-tier defensive skill set, and rock-solid durability to pick up the slack. In addition to that, he has consciousness-altering power in both hands, with setups to the body that make my stomach hurt just watching them.
To keep Canelo off of him.
No, he doesn't. Down he goes. Body shot, and he is being shot down.
His overall game is something to behold, especially his counters, which are ever-present and punishing. But today, we're going to get specific and take a quick look at one of Canelo's sharpest weapons, the left hook. Whether it's aimed to the body or the head, Canelo's lead hook is one of the most crushing punches in a rather complete arsenal. Plus, the setups range from surgical to something resembling a battering ram. So, let's start with his fighting stance and work our way in. If you pay attention to the way Canelo stands, you'll notice something interesting. David addressed this in his Canelo video from a few years ago, but I'll briefly touch on it here because it bolsters his left hook. His feet take a somewhat bladed stance, while his upper body remains square. In short, he has the best of both worlds when it comes to the tactical advantages of the bladed and square stance. Since Canelo's feet are on a similar line, he has enhanced linear footwork, able to move in and out with impressive speed. Additionally, this stance bolsters his ability to rock away from punches, a critical skill for generating pull counters, something that Big Red can do with lethal effectiveness. Now to his upper body. Keeping his shoulders mostly square has its own advantages as well. It allows him to really settle behind the high guard, and it keeps his vision straight forward so he can see the punches coming. Both of these things work to maximize Canelo's excellent vision, thus enhancing his ability to bite on counters. But what does it specifically do for the lead hook? The combination of a square torso with a bladed stance loads Canelo's hips for powerful lead hand punches at nearly all times. On the jab, for example, he gets extra power as he steps forward and turns his upper body to elongate the punch. And when it comes to the lead hook, he essentially only needs to dip his stance a little bit to generate insane power. A slight step, or a minor inside slip, is all it takes for his left hook to be ready to soar. Think of it like a loaded spring, ready to snap at the smallest amount of extra pressure. Plus, Canelo really throws himself into the left hook rotation when he lets it go, especially to the body. He seemingly channels most of his weight into his lead leg and glove, sometimes causing his rear leg to lift off the canvas. And, as nice as it is to watch Canelo's left hooks in isolation, he rarely throws them that way. Instead, he unleashes a seemingly endless barrage of them, unless he's fighting a southpaw. Even then, he'll still find a way to fit in a few somewhere. Canelo launches the left hook in a ton of combinations, but the ones I want to highlight now are when he doubles up on the left hand. This is really tough to do for most boxers, because alternating lefts and rights is a more natural way to generate power. And while it's technically challenging for an attacking fighter to double up on the left hook, it's just plain concerning for the person on the receiving end, because it is extremely disruptive to an opponent's defensive flow, since most fighters rattle off punches by alternating their left and right. Here against Plant, Canelo throws a left hook to the body, and Plant avoids a second left hook by ducking down. But when he comes up expecting to see a right, he ducks himself into a third left hook. For me, Big Red's sneakiest multi-left hook combinations are when he alternates high and low with the lead hand. It looks absolutely stunning the way he touches the guard with the left hook, only to immediately shock the liver as the opponent shells behind their guard. One of my favorite highlights is from his destruction of Yildirim, where he lifts the guard with a lead uppercut before slamming the ribs with a hook. Guard manipulation at its finest. This type of attack is Canelo's most reliable way to set up the liver punch. He is also just as able to manipulate the guard with punches using both hands, sticking opponent into their shell only to polish off the combination with the left to the body. The choice of where to defend next is made that much more difficult by the trajectory of Canelo's left hooks. Spoiler, the way he throws them is deliberate, deceptive, and absolutely devastating. The standard left hook to the head travels along an even plane with the canvas. While Canelo definitely does this, he'll often start his head hook low, selling his commitment to a body blow with his eyes, posture, and even the entry itself. But as his prey goes to protect the liver, they take leather straight to the brain. This tactic is also called a directional feint. It is one of the primary ways that Canelo lands left hooks to the head, and it's even more effective after the opponent is already squeamish about taking any more knuckles to the guts. This creates a conundrum for the opponent, since they cannot predict which target Canelo's glove is actually rocketing toward, and either one is a bad time. Here, Canelo's game is a treasure trove of tricks and tactics that any boxer with enough skill and training time should think about mirroring. Even if you never master the left hook to the level that Canelo has, the principles of guard manipulation are something that practitioners of any combat sport can take advantage of. Using attacks to open other ones is a critical skill that not only lets you connect when you want, but it also allows you to stay one step ahead. From the Modern Martial Artist, this has been Coby McKinley, wishing you happy training.